after understanding the component cycle. So we need to know about how to configure the event, how these event actually work. One simple example I will show you. Already what is init, how init works, I given an overview. So in the component cycle, we learned about that. So next important is we need to understand some other events. Already I told you that we will use these events in various occasions. So while working with pipes, services like concepts, we will see them in various occasions, how to use them actually. While working with services and all. So how to write the event, I showed you. I will show you one more important event, how we can manage the basic changes, how they work actually. So technically, you have seen the directive ng model. Actually, ng model is used for two-way binding. Two-way binding. That means ng model is used in two-way binding, and ng model gets the data and binds to view, and it identifies the changes in view and updates to the property That means it gets the data from property and binds to view. You can simply say that binds to element in view. It binds to an element in view. It identifies the changes in the view and updates to the property back. That is what actually two-way binding. So how two-way binding works. Now the point is, who is in the background doing this? How it is actually identifying the changes, how it is updating. Already we discussed that ng model uses property and event binding. Property and event binding. That means it uses this technique. So the property and event binding technique. So that means it is defined with this ng model, property and event binding technique. So how this ng model works internally actually? How this ng model works internally? If you remembered in two-way binding, I told you model is a single source of truth. So truth. Model is single source of truth. That means it comprises of information, before change and after change. After change. It comprises of information before change and after change. That means you can simply say that it comprises of previous value and current value, current value, and current value. So it contains the previous value and current value. Here the point is how this actually works in the background. So it is controlled. It is controlled by using component life cycle life cycle hook. It is controlled by component life cycle hook ng change. It is controlled by using the life cycle hook ng changes. Generally it is on changes, and the event is, so life cycle hook on changes with ng on changes event. So with ng on changes event, that means actually ng model works with this life cycle hook actually. So generally what happens is on changes can use simple changes. On changes can use simple changes. It can use simple changes which contains information about the previous value and current value. It contains information about previous value and current value. So if previous value is not same as current value, then model updates the current value, updates the value. That means if previous value is not same as current value, that means some change happened in that value. Then whatever the current value is there, it will be updated with the previous value. So simple changes is providing an object. Through simple changes object, we can identify the changes happening inside a property, and those changes can be updated to the data. So in the background, ng model is actually using simple changes, and it is updating the changes on changes event. We are not writing any event, but it automatically updates that. How it is managed? By using these simple changes. Let's see one simple example for that. One simple example. How do we design this? So we will go to our components, which already we have. Components related to components we designed. Child component, parent component. I given an overview to you about child and parent component. One example we designed. So let's go to the child and parent component.